Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Happy Friday. I hope your week was good. I'm here by myself tonight. Nicole is on her girls' trip weekend to San Francisco and Calistoga and all that. So I'm here. And even worse, I don't really have much to work on tonight because most of the things that I have to work on, I need to be doing on the computer for the moment. So we're just going to BS about our C tonight, which we usually still do not have a hard time doing. So check in where you're watching from, and yeah, you can vote whether or not you prefer our C talk on Fridays or having Nicole here. Just kidding, don't answer that. But anyway, yeah, so it's Friday. We made it. She'll be gone all weekend. So that should mean that I have a ton of stuff that I can get done. But she also doesn't really slow me down that much. So I have no excuse. No excuse whatsoever. But anyway, I'm going to make my chat a little larger so I can read this a little better. I watch Flying Cars and know the hype now. It's so worth the $9.99. I watched Flying Cars again as well. Got to get ready for my trivia. It gets better every time you watch it. Just saying. Josh has to make the chat bigger for his old man. It's, every time I'm just like, is it dimmer in here than it used to be? I feel like the lights aren't as bright. So you need glasses? Oh, I wear contacts already. I cannot see well without my contacts. But I've worn contacts since I was like 16-ish, somewhere in there. So, it's I can see up close, just not far away. So, do you have telemetry to tell the RPM of your batteries? Where was that from? What video did I just see that in? Because I recognize somebody say it too, but I can't remember where I was just watching it, where it says that. Who holds the record? What record, Ben? It was in Flying Cars? That's where... Oh, that's right. That makes total sense. When he's in the pits talking to him. Yeah, all the... So it tells you the RP. And you can tell the guy who was saying that likely knew what he was talking about, but he was being filmed and got nervous. I remember... That is right. That is right. So, Anyway, record for most times watching Flying Cars. Ooh, that's a good question. I wonder. Matt and Josh need to make an RC crawler movie. Like Rocky. Oh, my God. What a terrible show that would be. That would be absolutely awful. Let's see. We'll see if I can keep the window open or not. It's right at that awkward temperature today in Sacramento where it's like a little too warm to not have some climate control going on, but still not quite there enough to turn it on. We'll see. Joker 510714, thank you. Hey, all hope weeks treated everyone good. Pretty good. If it was race week, it would be better. Another week off. It's okay, but anyway. Yeah, I might as well stare at the Porsche while we have it. At least I can think about what I need to get done. But got it up here. I did get the chassis swapped over into it. So I've got the carbon fiber rails in there, as you can see. Also have the new rear cross brace designed and printed in there. So like cross brace / skid plate. And it actually fits. The motor will fit perfectly in here. The oil filter hangs out that little circle there. The oil pan will be visible from that area. The fan that goes on the back will sit right like down through that ever so slightly. Looking forward to that. But getting the chassis swapped over is nice because now everything's super rigid. Like the whole chassis is just wild rigid. Makes me feel much better about that. Start getting some things knocked out. My plan, what I've been working on late at night these nights, is getting the design done for my bumper mounts, the bumper plates, and then I've been working on the slider setup so that I can actually have a tube slider on the outside and then the mounts and all that. What else? I feel like there's been more than just that. Oh, it's the cage tie-ins. So how this cage will actually weld and then tie into things. I'm trying to make it, I hate to say the word simple. I'm not very good at that. Chris Maxwell, thank you, sir. Let me be the first to invest in this Rocky movie. There has to be a scene up the stairs in Philly, but with a Ripper. I can only tell you how awkward I would feel doing any sort of acting. I can do a live video. Beyond that, I can't act. Josh does simple like I do anything. Poorly. Yeah, I just can't. Simple, I'm just not very good at. I feel like, and that's the problem. Like with the slider and my slider design, last night I finally was just like, I need to get this done in a simple manner. What is an actual simple way to do this? And I just executed that way. And it hurts me inside to think that I could have overcomplicated it further and made it 0.5% better with 8 times the effort. So it's okay. We'll get there. But, you know, getting little things. These here are not sliders that have any purpose on here other than they are at the height that the body should sit. So that just allowed me to set the body onto the chassis and have it sit in the correct spot. These things that I have up here in the front, these weird looking things, that sits right behind the headlight. So I can drop it on and slide it back into position. And I know that that is where the body should sit when this is done. Matt's here. Hey, dummy. So, you know, we're getting there. But my goal is to hopefully have CAD design done tonight, maybe tomorrow, of all of the laser cut stuff, and then I can get it all sent. I can get it all sent off and started into production. Matt will have to send his as well. His will be steel. Mine will be titanium, because why not? Welcome to Costco. I love you. Kevin Gonzalez, thank you, sir. Thanks for being genuine. Oh, sorry for your confusion as well earlier, or my confusion on your part. However, I should say that. Thank you as well. Thank you. Richard and I enjoyed some hot wings and crawling today. Where are you? What city, state are you guys even in? Because it didn't sound like you were going to Smiggins Folly. So, but hot wings does sound extra exceptional. I would like to be in that boat. I have started in on some hard seltzer, so evidently I will not be going for hot wings. France. We are from France. I think you mean Paris, Kentucky, Tennessee, or wherever Paris. I think Arkansas, Paris. I don't remember. I've been to one of them. So yeah, hot wings. God, I really want hot. Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws. These are Topo Chico, which are cooler. They're fancier, and they're delicious. Paris, Texas, Fragile. Make sure Nicole isn't trying to get a hold of me at any time. I can't imagine that she will. They're drunk on a boat going to Alcatraz, I think. So, are those Topo Chicos room temp? They are not, because I stopped at the store on my way home to get them. I was very late. I walked in just minutes before I needed to be live. But getting there. We're getting there. That's those bougie drinks. Buck is on one again. Why am I not surprised? The first time we ever had these was last Friday, and I was just like, it's pretty good. So I decided tonight, I was like, on my way home, I was like, I'm going to stop again. I'm going to go get myself another 12-pack of Topo Chico. 144 ounces of hard seltzer. I need to get my car ready, but I'm watching this live. You can kind of like just kind of peripherally pay attention to this. It's just as good, or better even. Joker 510714, thank you. Correct, Alex. Josh, you mean to tell me you can't drink a case of Claws and still functions? Just me? I've never tried. I don't think that I've ever had more than 2 of these in a night. Maybe 3 in a day, a full day. Guinness, a drink of mint. Guinness is pretty decent. It's not my favorite though. Wait, I have premium now. I just listened to this hot mess. Exactly. YouTube Premium. Put it on your phone. You can turn the screen off. Doesn't drain the battery. You can just it's the best. Oh, so I did get that rear cross brace into the chassis, as I showed a minute ago. And I'm just waiting for the motor to drop in here, which I assume Matt sent before he left. And that will get dropped in. But on that note, I put the file for that Flat 6 up on my website. So if you'd like to get... Oops, you better have sent it. You better have sent it, Matt. But if you want to download that, it is on my website. So, nope, you son of a... I'm very busy with chicken wings and such. Unacceptable. Make a phone call and get it expressed. I want it in 36 hours. 3 easy payments of $19.99. I just finally decided on a price, and I put it for $6.99. So I think that's reasonable for the amount of hours I have in that thing, and both people that will buy it. It'll come out to like 30 cents an hour. So, you know, at least it's up on the website. I'm glad I got that done. I did an exhaust for it, just for the, not that I'm going to use that style on here because I kind of brought it off the back and in just because it kind of looked cool. That won't work on here. It'll interfere with the chassis, I think. But I'll have to do a different exhaust for that. So, but I will do one. I think the TRAR needs an exhaust. So, one more thing that I have to get done. Beyond that, this thing is getting closer. I've got to really get focused in on getting the design of the steering parts done so that those can go to laser as well. Those parts will be steel on mine also. So, and I think I probably have to build mats as well, but we'll get there. Paul, thank you very much. The RC Underdog. Hello, everyone. This message is coming from the trail. Everyone have a good weekend. That's a good place to watch. I've never watched a live video while on the trail. I'm almost positive. Is that a carrier pigeon? Yeah. So those carrier pigeons can make tracks. It could probably get a pair. I wonder how long it would take to get one from New York to here. Can see the bug guys grabbing that engine for their builds. I could see that. I could see that making sense. You know, who knows what else? VW motors probably about the limit. Watching while drifting in the garage. That, you know, at least that you're stationary. trailing, you got to be making tracks. And so, and for me, that includes like heavy breathing while I'm hiking up a hill. But that's because I'm not trying to run a half marathon like Matt. Oh, my rear cross brace I designed up in CAD, and I had to make it clear the upper suspend. So you can see it tucks right up in that brace. And it's notched perfectly, which, because CAD, notched for it, cleared all around. And the motor actually kind of kicks up and over top of that also, the oil pan. It's got a rise in it. That was all part of it. It's very specific design, obviously. Josh, do you have the carbon fiber bug close by? Curious to see the difference. Oh, that's a good question. I can't believe I've never looked at that. Here is the carbon fiber bug body. Here is my carbon fiber Porsche. They are not terribly different. Feels like you could get that chopped up enough, but the width, god damn it, they're not that much different, are they? Especially if you like started trimming off some of the fender wells and stuff. Huh. Damn it, it does make it look a lot more like a VW Bug. It needs some serious clearance work, you know, but cutting stuff off and lowering it and all that, but it's not bad. I don't know why it feels so much bigger than this, but it kind of isn't. The back of this one's got it's got some kind of taper to it, where this one, in this state with huge fenders, is pretty similar. But if you cut the fender flares off, it's super hard to get like a good, but still, it's not that far off. You could probably make something work with this body. What do you know? Chris Maxwell, thank you. Down payment for that bug body. You don't need it anymore. I don't need this anymore, I tell you. I bought this, the cliffhanger, and the power wagon all at the same time. Get to welding a cage. Like I said, I bought all three of them at the same time and haven't used any of them. I still have the power wagon and this left. I sold the cliffhanger, yeah, I didn't really have a plan for this. I just bought them. You mean the body you keep telling Matt is too big to do anything with? Yeah, it's exactly right. I feel way worse about it now. We could have just used this and cut stuff off of it and been way closer to done months ago. Son of a biscuit. I mean, it's not as cool, but it's still pretty cool. Body for the, it's definitely too big for a class 2. I maintain that. Matt has one too, doesn't he? Yep, sure does. Sure does. We bought them all at the same time. I missed a super chat. Nope, I did. Thank you, jokers. Thoughts on four-wheel steer using F10 portals? I'm building one. So I did that for my class 3 last year. You can check that out in the Road to the Rockies from last season. The F10 portal is offset, and I wanted it to be centered just because. So I like made myself kind of a custom axle. But it wasn't that hard to do either. I just kind of cut the axles up, both a rear axle and a front axle. And I still have all those files if you wanted to have like the trusses and stuff that I made you want to make them as well, or however I want to say that. It wasn't that bad. So anyway, I'm gonna make myself feel way worse if I keep this up here. Who asked me to do that? Was it Ben? I'm immediately blaming Ben for making me feel worse. Would be cool to build a similar cage for the bug too. I'm so mad. I'm glad I did the Porsche, but it was a whole lot of work. I mean, Porsches, obviously, a lot of things are cool. Man, I'm real glad Nicole isn't here for that. Because, is that a biplane going over? Who knows? Because last night, Nicole and I were sitting out on the couch for a little bit. And she's like, I know you thrive on deadlines and all, but this is a lot. Like, maybe you start sooner. I'm like, we didn't know the event was coming until like right when we started. She's like, that's not a great excuse. I'm like, I mean, I get it, but it's like, yeah, like maybe not going terrible. Is what it is. She called BS on that one. Flying timelines. I will say that I am fully willing to absolutely cut corners to the point of cutting cars when it comes to class 2 and 3 if needed. And I've started absolutely feeling like that is a possibility. While I do think I could build a class 2 in a few days, you know, with scale points and all that. So if I need to, I can do it. But if I'm still like trying to get details done on this in those last few days, not doing it. And I'm afraid that the Mon 14 just may not happen. So be prepared to be disappointed even more. Yeah. So we'll get there. But once I get the files sent off for laser cutting for this, then I'll feel a little bit better, just because at that point I'm just waiting. The parts have to get here before I can do it. I feel like I can get some of the parts made, like the rolled front bumper, rear bumper, or the tubes at least, because those are just. But with how freaking fast that tube roller works that I borrowed from Ben, like I can get those done. Okay, it's like, oh great, I saved myself 9 minutes. Now just gotta wait 8 or 9 more days for those laser parts to show up, which is my only concern. Sometimes titanium takes longer than steel. You can order laser cut steel from Sencut Sen, and it's done in like, I mean, it's been to my house in 3 days. You know, titanium, there's always the chance that it could take longer. Like, I almost want to order the parts in both steel and titanium, just in case something takes longer. And I'll make the orders separate so that one doesn't hold up the other. And if I get both sets on time, same time, great. I'll set the other one aside, whatever. But I feel like it'll be worth it just in case. And the laser cut steel parts from Sencut Send are so cheap that I'm not even worried about the cost. I'd buy that Trojan 14 body. Oh, I'm not selling it. I'm just saying it might not get used for class 3. Where are you going for this trip, or for the first rip? Probably Colorado. Will it ever get driven before then? That's a fantastic fantasy. Just no idea that will happen. Yeah. We'll see. But I had a lot to do. I did get the windshield molded. I haven't trimmed it yet. I'll get that done this weekend. That'll get trimmed and hopefully bonded into the body this weekend. I should final weld out the titanium because I didn't final weld it out. I final welded mats and that was it. But I should get that welded up so I'm set for that. You know, a few other little things I can do here or there. I could probably start like 3D printing where some of the laser cut parts will be so that I can start working on the interior. Because I need to design up a dash and an interior pan, probably a vacuum formed base or tunnel or whatever. Can you shotgun a topo? I could, but no, and I don't know that I could. I haven't shotgun anything since I was probably in my 20s. So, yeah, that's about how that's gonna go. But if I can, that could be a good path for me this weekend, just to maximize. Because once I send the files for laser cut, I'm kind of just, twiddling my thumbs. So if I can make some progress on that, I would feel much better about things. Yeah, remember Josh is old as dirt now. I know. I'm in my late 30s. I'm about to be 40. About to be. So, how much donation to have you shotgun one? There isn't a number. I mean, well, that's a stupid thing to say. But eat 3 Mentos and shotgun a Coke. I have none of those supplies in this house. Almost got you doubled, Josh. Hey, good. We'll see if I can. I don't know if who knows how long I'll make it. Sounds like a challenge. I need to function tomorrow. So I got about $3.50 to do. I got stuck watching some OG Harley videos the other night. You can still talk like these days. Can you still talk like that these days? Your tone has mellowed out quite a bit. So it depends on how old the videos were. When I had to film at Vanquish, I was literally like, I can't stand watching old videos in general. It drives me insane. If I was a Saudi prince, you'd be shotgunning them. We'd probably be partying right now. I'd fully agree. Like, I'm not doing a live video. We're over driving Bugattis. And thank you, Joker. But when I was filming in Vanquish, I was having to yell over machines, CNC machines that were 10 feet from where I was filming, which was difficult. They looked like at VP, and you had glasses on, like the Deadbolt 50. Oh, the Deadbolt. No, that was in Kansas City. That was in my basement. And I've gone through phases of the videos where I'll be wearing my glasses or contacts, especially when I was a little bit younger, and I wouldn't take care of my contacts as much. And then my eyes would be bugging me, so I would go with glasses for 6 months just to give my eyes a break. But yeah, I finished the Deadbolt budget build actually was it not long before I moved out to California? I can't remember. It might have been. I honestly think that it was, because I had the truck when I moved out here. About to pull the trigger on an Ultra. It's a good call. Ultras and Pros will be going away before too long, so it's just kind of what is left. But those cars have been around a long time. The Pro is still one of my favorites, so I'll be sad to see them go. But, you know, I do want a Pro. Pro's it's still one of my favorites. The Ultra is great as well, but the Pro still is just always going to be one of my favorites. Which, my ultimate favorite Pro is my Woods Runner up there that is still unfinished. Phoenix needs a Pro. Yes, he does. Yes, Phoenix does. I feel like these two trucks are going to be at the top of my list for a while. My Porsche and my Woods Runner. They're just, they're the ones that I just happen to like. Well, this is the newest, and it just means a lot with how much I've tried and learned. I remember delivering that truck to you. That's true. Is that the M50? Yes, it is. I got it back. It had to go to do for some warranty work because I did something. Nicole did it, I'm pretty sure. But it's like my B camera in here, and I freaking love it. I am team Canon, even though this is a Sony. I am team Canon. That little M50 is super, super nice. I really like it. It lives most of its life in my, what is this, gimbal here? But not necessarily because I'm always using the gimbal, but because it's like a great little tripod when it's on the bench and I can just kind of point it where it needs to be. I didn't balance it right now, but. It's fine. It's fine. Can you review a Red Cat Everest 10? Oh, that is a very old car. Not something I will review. Not saying it's a bad car. You know, it's a affordable car. It's an inexpensive option, but at the point in the hobby that I am currently, it's not the type of RC that I would choose to enjoy. You know, not saying that I couldn't have a good time driving one, but it's not something that that Porsche's not a truck. It kind of is. Please, not going to happen. I will not. I can guarantee you I will not be. The only Red Cat currently that I could see myself reviewing anytime soon is whatever the new donk that comes out is. I did the Gen 9. I can't see anything else unless it's brand new, never been. Not going to happen. Is an AMC Eagle a truck? Yep. An AMC Eagle would absolutely be on my list of possible options for next year's build. I do love the AMC Eagles. Unappreciated. It's an unappreciated classic. What are your thoughts on monster trucks? They're fine. They're fine. Yeah. I feel like monster trucks and small scale are hand in hand. They're fine. And you think the Volvo is ugly. I didn't say Matt's was ugly. Didn't say it was ugly. Nope, not at all what I have said. I actually appreciate. I pushed Matt to go towards something like he was not a Volvo specifically, but away from Jeep, because as much as I like Jeep, I don't know that my Jeep will be a real long-term Jeep for me. Keep the 2009 Wrangler still. That one's not going anywhere. But I don't know that I'll have my Gladiator forever. I look at trading off my Gladiator weekly. Not that I don't like it, but I just think about something else. So, you know. Thomas Bielzik, thank you. It would be a shame if Vanquish Projects released a Woods Runner someday. You know, that's all. I'm going to keep pushing for that. One of these days, we need a Woods Runner. That is absolutely. I will. That's top of my project argument list all the time. I mean, of course, it could be updated and all that, but every Jeep owner wants a Toyota. No. He's seen Ben's Brodiator and he's jelly. Yeah, I can't even pick wheels for mine. And that's how undecided I am. Like, But yeah. RCs, I spend enough money on RCs in a month to buy new wheels and tires for my Jeep every month. And I still can't be like, I need to get the wheels and tires that I need to put the lift on that I already have. Nope. Because all I think about is RC. Are those the same seats in the Woods Runner going in the Porsche? It will be... I was going to say yes. But I don't know if they're the right... I would scale them, of course. This is the seat model that I use in basically everything, and I just scale it to fit. So it'll probably be what I start with. Granted, it will have to be a different size. This is a very tall seat because this interior is very deep. And this is the sliding seat. You guys remember that? The adjustable seat. It's quite special. But it will be much too large for the Porsche. So while that maybe doesn't appear all that much too large, that would likely occupy at least some of the area that I need for the battery. So I'll shrink it down, get it in the right width and all that. And RCs and F1. Ben is correct there. F1 holds my interest just like it. And when I say RCs, that also includes like tools and fabrication. Like all the things that I use for RC get included. And then I get temporary other distractions. And those are usually have some sort of tie back to RC, like Arduino. Right now, learning to code Arduino is high on my want list. And right now it's just time that this is taking away that is not allowing me to get back to that. But that's something I want to get done. I've bought a bunch of stuff for it, just like all of us with, God, what was it this week in the mod chat? Ben and I fall into this stuff a lot. We got brought up in the, Alex actually posted it, and it's like chronic acquisition disorder. Like, you got a new fixation. All right, let's get all the things that we need for this. Gas, there it is. Gear acquisition syndrome. Yes. If I ever need bad encouragement, I know Ben is my support group. Like, and the mods, Matt is the only one who has like some sort of like, I don't know that that's really the best decision. Everybody else in the mod chat's just like, yep, let's do it. But Ben and I, I'm just like, we have serious problems. I had that for musical gear. The Circle Maker, great purchase. I don't regret that for a second. So that's the Circle Maker still has its purpose. Matt is the parent. That's like, I don't know that that's a good idea. The problem with Matt is that he blames his space constraints. He doesn't have a garage, and his studio is a smaller room than I have. This room is small. This room is 10 by 13. But then I have a 2-car garage that's 100% dedicated to RC. And then I also have a, 10,000 square foot warehouse that I occupy a number of pallet locations and my entire office there with RC. It's bad. I have a problem. And I have too many enablers around me. Plus half a living room. Most of it is not bleeding into the living room, but some of it has. Over-engineered tubing notcher, great idea. Make it happen. Just need to buy like this $100 rotary table and a $120 router, and then some special bits and some laser cut parts, and but I think I feel like a lot of us probably fall into that. We get into we find something that we are interested in. Like, this looks interesting. You find a photo, a couple of videos, whatever it is. You're like, that's interesting. I should watch 100 videos about it on YouTube. Start seeing all of the names that I recognize. Like, okay. You start making a shopping list. Shop a bunch, put them in the cart you don't check out. Right. And then all of a sudden you start getting in a roll, and you start ordering a lot. Yeah, that's where things get. I missed super chats. I feel like let's see. I did. I missed 2. Thank you. Jeremiah Salberg. Thank you. I test drove a Jeep 2 weeks ago. My clapped out van had a better ride. Now I need to buy a VS410 Pro now before they're gone. Thanks. That is absolutely a thing with Jeeps. That's why I almost always have owned a Jeep, sold it, bought a car. Sold the car, bought a Jeep. Sold the Jeep, buy a car, and does this. Had my 97 Wrangler, then I had a 90 Corvette. Then sold that for a 2002 Wrangler, then sold that for a 2006 Passat. Sold the Passat for my 2009 Wrangler. And then I bought the 2015 Accord, even though I kept the Jeep. And then I traded that in, bought my 2020 Gladiator. So, so, something I noticed is that both of these cars, trucks, whatever, are on 310s. I don't run 310s on many things, but my 2 favorites at the moment, both on 310s. What do you know? Based on the pattern, sounds like it's time for another Corvette. That's what I've been shopping for. The shopping has been intensifying. And then it's slowed down a lot this week since I had to pay my taxes Monday. And I was very, very mad about that. Still mad about it today. Less mad, but still mad. Fish built. What does 10+ year mechanic and RC enthusiast have in common? The phone call, hey, my car is doing this, and what is this, and when can you fix it? Have 3 to do. Yeah. At least the RC car questions, I'm a little bit, there's only so many things that can go wrong. I can usually get it narrowed down quite a bit. Like, vets are just crazy expensive at the moment. C6s are not, though. C6s are pretty reasonable. C7s are getting cheaper, but still expensive. But a C6 I could make that happen, and spend a lot less than what my Jeep cost me. So like it's like a good financial decision. Like it makes like I feel like a financial planner would encourage me to do such a thing if I knew anybody like that. And C6 Corvettes respond well to boost. So yeah, C6 has to be a Z06. Oh. See, this is where Ben's the enabler. Like I can make myself be like, you know what? It doesn't have to be. I should just make the easy decision here. And that's about the same cargo room as the Gladiator, right? I did haul a truckload of stuff yesterday in the Gladiator and a bike today in the Gladiator. So there is times when I'm like, it is handy to have such a capable vehicle such as the Gladiator. But, you know, I just can't. I can't decide. A truckload. Yeah, it was a truckload. And it only took me like 3 trips. So, salvage Z06 should be final. I don't want to salvage. I want to my thought is that I get rid of the Gladiator. And then basically daily it until I drive it into the ground. Which I assume would not be that bad. Long. It has to be manual if you go back. So that's the thing with a Z06 and the C6 is that they were all manuals, I believe, right? Up until whenever they didn't do an auto. The thing is that I do a lot of city driving, and I don't necessarily want to drive a manual all day because lazy. So, Josh, getting me out of no. I will not get me out of it. So, I don't know. Do I need to get anything? No. I just can't decide. So, the C6ZR1 has a see-through hood cowl. Here's the other problem with all of it, is the fact that it has to be parked outside because I have a garage full of RC tools taking up everything else. So this is a outside, gonna get beat on, rarely gonna be washed vehicle. It's just gonna get an obnoxious exhaust and get driven a lot. So, no, I will not be getting another bike. Another bike is something that I won't even consider, not just because Nicole doesn't want me to have it. This is an 86 Honda Civic. How dare you? I would entertain, though, a Civic hatch. Like a EG Civic hatch. Just saying, would be fun. It was an 82 Honda. Okay. Whatever it was. Still a good movie. So. CRX? No, I don't want a CRX. I don't mind the CRXs, but they don't have the Civic hatch. Was more of a sweet spot for me. Hobby Room. Auto option comes with custom New Balance kit. Oh, I will embrace the lifestyle. No shame. Zero shame. Oh, Fox Body Mustang also would love it. You know, Nicole does not like Fox Body Mustangs. I don't know why. She had friends who had them in high school. And she's just like, I don't want a Fox Body Mustang. I'm like, huh. She loves the Corvette idea. She just does not like Fox Body Mustang idea. I was like, and the other problem is that I kind of need something, because for one, I live in Fox Body Coupe would for sure be the route I would want to go. But the problem with living in California is that I need whatever I choose to be smoggable, which really, really becomes either expensive or an issue when you start looking at things like Fox body Mustangs and things like that. So I either have to set up my YouTube LLC in Montana or, you know, oh, now I'll shotgun a claw that you won't. Oh my God. You're right. I still won't. I would rock an NSX. Well, sure. An NSX is $100,000 car. Even the original. The new one's way more. F California emissions. Yup. Fully agree. Not a fan. Tell Vanquish to move to Arizona. That would be an option. I wouldn't mind it. 3000 GT VR4. Not a fan. Not a fan. The Dodge Stealth 3000 GT. S2000s are cool. Not super good dailies, though. Stock cars getting state refed here in Cali. Yeah. David Ferris. I'll shotgun a Coors Banquet with you, Joker. So a Honda Fit then. I don't hate Golf GTI. I do like Golfs. Big fan of the Golf. I would love a Golf R. I'd be all over a Golf R. Because that's a reasonable, usable every day. So. But, in the Golf R is also, it's GR Corolla. One of my coworkers is looking to pick one of those up here in the next, very shortly. He's got an allocation, and they're just waiting for it to arrive. So sounds like he's gonna pull the trigger on it. CTSV wagon. Oh, big fan of wagons. Big fan of CTSs. CTSV wagon would be, but man, they're expensive now. Good Lord, their CTSVs are expensive. The wagons, especially. Even when Nicole's not here, we can't talk about RC cars during this show. You guys are terrible. Terrible. It's basically a Corvette. I know. First gen CTSV might be a good idea. I like CTSVs. If I was going to buy a CTSV though, it would either have to be the wagon or the coupe. Those are the only two that I would want to own. Okay, traffic questions now. Price to Blackwing Caddy the other day, $70K plus. I'm surprised you can get it that cheap. I thought that the Blackwings were all up even more. CTSV, but old man up, so it's a total sleeper. Well, how would you old man it up? It's like white walls, white wall tires. Get the wire wheel covers for it. My buddy got an S6 wagon. My coworker just bought himself an S4 wagon, used. The V8 days, non-turbo V8. Auto, because we're getting old. AARP sticker on the bumper. Okay, I can see that. After waiting 8 months, I finally got my damn VIN number. Stuff is just crazy these days when trying to buy new. 8 months to get a VIN number. What were you waiting for? A Bronco, maybe? Vinyl roof. Sounds like you're looking for an LS Turbo Miata. I need daily. Yep, Bronco. I knew it. I need the daily ability of it. An LS swapped Miata in California is not going to pass. Mini Cooper. No. I don't mind the look, but I don't think I could own one. 2 AAA stickers on the rear window. Yep, the bottom corner AAA stickers. Some sort of personalized license plate frame. Like something about boating or okay, RC question. With servo on axle, which is better for C2? Phoenix straight axles or VS410 F9s? Theoretically, they have the same steering angle, right? The F10s have more steering axle. The F10s are going to have more steering angle. You could grind the F9s to where they could, but the F10s are going to probably be the easier to get the most out of. That's why in my comp rigs, I'm using F10s. My other car is a Jeep license plate. Chief, stop it. Gonna be. My other car is a boat. Oh, yeah. It's some sort of nautical theme, like it's a rope license plate frame. Okay, good, because I bought Phoenix straight axles last night. Yeah, that's the best choice. Straight axles versus portals, that's a debatable thing. I'm personally running portals in most stuff for comp, but depends what kind of terrain you're running in. We're only an hour in, and I've finished 2 of those, so we'll have to see. We're gonna have to pace ourselves. F10T axles, what internals can be used besides Vanquish? Just Vanquish. Other than the ring and pinion gear, but everything else, that's all you got. Our offset is more offset than the axial, more offset than the SSD. So to get you just gotta run those, which they're going to be the strongest axle shafts anyway. Everyone else's are going to be made out of more plain carbon steel. Ours are chromoly, so they're a stronger shaft all around. It's a ladies drink, so 2 shouldn't be a problem. They go down easy after 2. Soon to come, Josh's impression of Ron White. I don't drink scotch. But anyway, I need to I'll get back to work on this as soon as I finish up every other thing. F1 question time. Yes. Will Fernando win a race this year? Ooh, with that green Red Bull he's driving. I've been home for 10 minutes and I've killed 1 claw. Number 2. I think that I'm going to bet that Fernando will win a race. Max will DNF. Perez will take an engine penalty or some sort of grid penalty. And it'll be him and Russell in a close battle where Fernando will win. And then Russell will cry. And Lewis will whine about something the entire race. Nice prediction. I'll take that bet. Is there ever going to be a Vanquish Fest? Not unless we all of a sudden end up with a bunch more people that are capable of taking all of the time that it would take to arrange an event like that. Events like that are so much manpower. Axial and how much manpower they have. We don't have, if everybody that was able to, I couldn't convince enough people at work to come help put on an event like that. let alone know how an event goes or what they should be doing. So, Dan P, thank you. Here's my money. You missed my super chat, by the way. Fox Body Coops for the win. Damn it. Did I miss a third one up there? Oh, I did. Sorry, Dan P. Your Fox Body Coops for sure are the best ones. I 100% agree with you there. Your previous one, what hubs are on the Woods Runner and is both the front and rear pinched? That is running 350 hubs, front and rear on that. And the front is not pinched. The front is narrowed. The whole body is narrowed 3/4 of an inch down the center. And then the rear is pinched. Also, the rear, just behind the door, was cut and then moved forward about 10 millimeters. So if you're looking perfectly from the side at the back of it, the wheel well doesn't look centered. It actually looks a little bit forward, but it's just kind of because of how things look when you have it dovetailed like that. It kind of needs to be to look good. Doesn't Lewis whine about something every race? Yep, sure does. It's very annoying. I am a newer F1 fan, so I don't have the long-term, legacy appreciation of how good Lewis used to be in the cars that were better. So now he just seems like he whines all the time. Do you see the Mashkin is on sale again? I did, only at is it only at Fair RC, or did FMS finally put it back up as well? Because I feel like they're just trying to find a way to either sell around or I'm just going to their website. I've got everything bookmarked over here anyway. FMS, right there. Coworker found out I watched F1 until he said he was a Hamilton fan. Right there with you. Nope, it is not on the FMS website. So it must only exist on the Fair RC and things like that. So it seems like they're just trying to get around it however they can. Probably just selling old stock, to get around. So what's going on, Logan? Thanks for joining. With the 10.2 Builders Kit on sale, I'm glad to see VP has Rock Jock axles in stock. They're in stock. Good. I mean, the Rock Jocks keep going on the site, but they do sell pretty quick. Oh shoot, I changed the window. They do sell pretty quickly, so oftentimes they're just super hard to find on there. So if you're looking for 10.2 Rock Jocks, they're in stock now, I guess. 10.2 is long gone. The 10.2 is an aging platform. After working on the last one of them, I was like, yeah, this is probably done. This is probably a good time for this to be done. Is the Pro or Ultra going to be replaced? Sorry, it's been asked. That's not the plan at this point. It's just, you got to remember, we released those before we had a kit that fit into the market in a typical way. We just released, we did it in a very weird backwards way. We're just we'll just have some of these parts made and we'll just keep making the rest. Then we had a little bit more made and we kept making the rest. And now we can offer a kit that fits into the market in a traditional way. And then we made an RTR that fits in the market in a traditional way. So it's, the big companies that do it, the costs associated with making a full truck or RTR are something that they can handle. But how we wanted to do it, being a small manufacturer in Sacramento, California, it's not easy to do. So let's see. Does the Vanquish RTR ESC have the same programmability as a stock 1080? No, it's a 1060 hobby wing. So the 1080 has more programmability. The 1060s don't have the same amount. So the 1080 is a better ESC. The 1060 is just a rock solid RTR level ESC. Gets the job done. But if you want all the punch and the ability of the other stuff, then you just got to go to like, 1080 or whatever other system you want to do. Seems like the Phoenix is the new go-to trucks for builds, the affordability and kick-ass axles make it a great start for aftermarket chassis builds. It is nice. They have good links. The axles are super solid. They don't need, upgrades other than like if you want to add weight, things like that. So the axles themselves are going to hold up. So it is a good choice for that. And I run the shocks and everything. If you're building around a skid plate that will accept the links are super solid. Yeah. Transition from boutique to high quality mainstream. Yeah, it's a lot of work. So, would Vanquish ever come out with a Rockwell axle? I don't know. That's a real weird full size axle that I don't see being a real draw. Rockwell style axles. The Tamiya TXT was that style. RC 4-wheel drive also made the Blackwell axles that were a scale version. But even if either of those were more scale or stronger, I don't know that many people are looking for a Rockwell. So as far as like mass market goes, if I was in a meeting where we were trying to decide what style to go with, and that one came up, for me it would be I don't think that's a very good choice. 10.2 is so nostalgic though. It's a good kit if you know what you're doing with it. The 10.2 was the best kit that came out as far as like change to the market, because the 10.2 was the first small pumpkin axle that came out that was worth owning. The HPI Venture never really came out. You can argue it never really came out. I bet they sold less than 5,000 of those trucks ever. And I bet less than that by quite a bit. The Viterra Ascender was garbage. And I will die arguing on that hill because it was a terrible truck. Terrible gear ratio, terrible gear design. Just all in all, like the axles are what makes a truck in a lot of ways to me. And those axles were some of the worst. Then, and those were kind of the three that would be released in that time frame. If you want to count RC 4-wheel drive axles, you don't have to. So it was a great truck. But things have progressed since then. The SCX-10-2 chassis it's a decent chassis in some ways, but it's limited. If you want much suspension travel, it's limited. So you got to kind of look at replacing it. Or, at least you have to replace the shock mounts to get a decent panhard mount. The shocks that came on the SCX-10-2 are throwaway. Like they're terrible, toy grade almost, with how plastic they are. Transmission, the 3-gear, super solid though. Like the 3-gear, it has downsides as far as size and form factor. Like where it's at is not ideal if you're trying to get either weight forward or trying to build something in the center of your truck. Other than that, 3 gears are freaking great. So, there's your good luck. But with how much of the 10.2 needs to be kind of updated now, it's like it's just fallen out of the area where, unless it's a really cheap buy, it's not something I would decide to buy. And I know I'm missing a bunch as it goes by. Indy Bama, thank you. Since the Pro and Ultra are leaving the chat, how about a Ripper V2? Plastic cage F10 axles, Lexan panels. Then it wouldn't be a Ripper. A Ripper is a Ripper because of how it's made. Otherwise, it's just a Wraith or a Bomber or a, whatever. It's like a Ripper is a Ripper because of how it's done and what it is, not because of what it looks like. You know what I mean? Like that's why the Ripper is cool. Beyond that, the Ripper is not even a great truck. It's on an SCX-10-2 chassis where the links are constantly hitting the chassis rails. It's like it was done to be an exercise in machining before as an Axial Fest like show off piece. This truck is just cool because of what it is and how it was done. That's it. You know, it was a super fun project in its own way that was then beat to death by having to deal with the customizing of each specific order. But I like it, but you know, it's got SCX-102 axles. Oh, I got dust everywhere. You know, centered axles, 3-gear transmission. It's like, it's cool, but centered front axle and a 3-gear transmission is not cool anymore. You know, it needs to be. Yes, I agree. You could update all the things, but Ripper is cool because of Ripper. Beyond that, it's just like, oh, so much dirt. I'm pretty sure that I drove this at Axial Fest and then just put it on the shelf again. Damn it. We're going to have to sweep that in the trash can. It was fun running against Ripper in the hill climb 20. Did I run it at the hill climb? I mean, I beat the crap out of mine. Like, you know, it's gone through. This is its second set of panels. My original panels are over here. So these are my original panels. The original sets had that rear wing machined into it, but I took these off and I want to have them mounted in like a dirt or something. I want to have them mounted in like a shadow box or something like that. So with the, you know, my hood, I have the roof, and I've got the grill too. Oh, it's in there still. But I want to have it all mounted in like a display. This is special to me. I'm not super nostalgic, but some things are special to me, and these panels are one of those things. So with the beat up wrap, the whole thing, like, even though this wasn't the original wrap, it was the second version of it. It's still special in its own way, because they are the original panels, just not the original wrap. Henry's RC Garage. Thank you, sir. Happy Friday. Here's some RC enabling money. Let's save some for a frosted Pop-Tart. Damn, I'll go buy a Pop-Tart specifically because of that. It's going to be strawberry or cinnamon, but probably strawberry. All available via Senka's. I'll trade you my deluxe Pro roller for that blue truck. My Pro is right up there. I still need to get it finished and painted. That is... Make a Lexan buck to mount all those panels. I mean, that would be interesting. But I want it to be like, go on the wall. Like right there. Lit up. Doesn't have to be lit. Thanks again, Henry's RC Garage. I appreciate it, sir. Was the Ripper named after the original company that Vanquish was? No. Funny story about the name Ripper. So when we were designing this up and machining it and working on all that, I don't really remember what we were calling it, like working name. We didn't really have a name. It wasn't really it was just a thing we were working on. So we kept talking about it and working on it, blah, blah, blah. I didn't find out that it got called the Ripper until Matt put out a video that he shot at Axial Fest where we debuted it. And Jim, who is Ripper Machinist on Instagram, told him that we had called it the Ripper. We had never used that name before. I'd never heard it being called that at all. And like, I designed the cage and fit the panels to it. Jim had designed the panels originally for a Yeti, and then we scaled them down. And I was just like, it's called the what? Like, okay. But this was done in 2017, and Vanquish had been Vanquish for a very long time. The name Ripper came from the paintball guns that Jim used to machine. Because when Jim, who Ripper Machinist on Instagram, he machined paintball gun bodies for, I'm going to screw up the name, maybe Bob Long, I think was the company. And he made these custom bodies called the Rippers, and they were super sought after, super expensive, same type of thing, but different. And he just applied it then to this. And that's how we got there. But that wasn't like the thing we had decided on well during the whole deal. He just did it. And he just told Matt. And then I found out, and I wasn't even like good friends with Matt yet. I just knew him. Like we knew each other and we talked a little bit. But that was it. There was no discussion. So yeah, fun story. Let's see. Fishbill, Jeremy, thank you. Did your speed car start as a 3S infraction or a 6S? What size shadow box? I can make it happen. It started as a 6S infraction. Yeah, 6S, the larger one. And it's been fun. What size shadow box? I can make it happen. I would take you up on that. I would have to arrange it to figure it out, but probably the only way it would ever happen is if I had somebody like you who could do it for me, because I do not know how to do woodworking. I am not, don't know how to use the wood. David Ferris, thank you. Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? No. Pop-Tarts are ready to go. You open the package and you can immediately start eating. There should be no steps between opening a Pop-Tart package and then consuming the Pop-Tart. They are ready to eat meals wrapped in foil or cellophane. Like, stop putting obstacles between you and your breakfast when you're buying breakfast that's ready to go. Is there a vacuum running? Nope, there was a jet aircraft directly above my house. Butter on a Pop-Tart is life. What do you guys do? But they're better warm. No need for extra steps. Just consume. Open and consume. You don't even have to take them fully out of the wrapper. You can use the wrapper as a little holder in case your hands are a little dirty. You can slide the other one on top. Goat. Pop-Tart is a matter of convenience. If you want to cook yourself breakfast, cook better. Don't try and class up a Pop-Tart by trying to incorporate another appliance. Wrong. You know everything in Midwest is better with butter. I don't disagree, but also freezing them, raw, the package is the worst. Just wrapper and all. I'll just digest. Like Fruit Stripes gum. You can eat it in the paper. Just the frosting is supposed to melt. No, it's not. And butter, not Mart. Oh my God. Hobby Room. In the spirit of the Ripper, why not CNC an aluminum shadow box? I could probably talk Jim into it. I probably could. And that's a pretty classy idea on your part. I would agree. What's that? What would a block of aluminum like that say? Okay, a block of aluminum, big enough for that. We're probably looking at what? Say 12 by 12. So 12 by 12, say an inch thick. So 144 times 144 cubic inches. 0.1 pounds per cubic inch. So 14.4 pounds times $3 a pound right now. It's not that bad for material itself. You know, $75 roughly. It might be a little bit more because that's 1 foot wide plate, 1 inch thick. Might be more than standard pound rate. So Might be 150 bucks for the block. And then machine time really wouldn't be that bad. Then I'd have to have it anodized. Probably another 15 or 20 bucks. Yeah, I'm looking at like a $300 or $400 box at that point. Plus glass. Yeah, maybe I just have it made of wood. Just 3D print it. As much as I like 3D printing, I dislike 3D printing. I think 3D printing looks bad. I don't like the look of 3D printed parts in most cases. Even the parts that are on this that are 3D or will be 3D printed in the end, I may have redone in like a proper SLS 3D print. Okay, aluminum extrusion print. Oh, like 80-20? Or is it 80-20? 40-20? 20-20? Whatever that. TIG it from Send Cut Send. Except my TIG with aluminum skills don't exist. So I would have to like learn that. And then doing that on that for... And the trucks are selling for $8K. I know, but like... Toaster strudel is better. Toaster strudels are better than Pop-Tarts. And those require the extra steps. I will agree. So... Toaster strudels are better, but since they take the extra steps, I almost always choose Pop-Tarts because Pop-Tarts are immediately ready to consume. It's like I said, if you're going to have to cook breakfast, just cook something better. And in that case, it could be a toaster strudel. TIG tie. Can't TIG aluminum. I feel like TIGging aluminum must be, it must be harder. TIGging titanium's, it's not that hard. It's not that bad. They require both appliances, the freezer and the toaster. When was having to learn something stopped you? I'm just more worried about having to learn it enough to be so good at it that I'm ready to display it. Because a lot of things that I do, especially when learning, I do not feel is worth or I'm comfortable showing people. I'm so bad at some things initially that I'm like, nope, nobody can see that, and I will throw it away. So yeah, it is harder. I have to assume that TIG and aluminum is quite a bit harder. Since Logan brought it up, I better bring out my Pro. But first, we have to clean the bench. I feel like an archaeologist right now. About the same chance of finding a dinosaur bone. Okay. What's the weirdest Pop-Tart flavor? I liked the pretzel pop. Oh my. I, like my movie choices, don't vary far from what I know. I know the ones that I like, and I buy those. So, I think I've had the ones that had like the blue and purple on it, but I don't know what that was. Some sort of berry, snozberry, I don't know. Make the Porsche cage blue and purple with a torch. I need to do that. Maybe on this. I wouldn't be, or I've got a DC power supply. I could put it in there, do the proper, the anodizing, but I've decided to go with like orange and gold, which deciding on my livery is absolute. I'm going to do that this weekend. This weekend it's being decided because I've made a decision on how, Wildberry, it's exactly what it was. I've made a decision on how I'm going to execute. West Desert Wheeler. I'm prepping my panels for paint. Got my car today. Ended up getting BR Minis and Polar 500 motors, Reef Smart 1100, and a BEC. So my BEC, or my my BR Minis, my BEC and everything are already in the car. Those are already wired up, good to go. I've got the Holmes Crawlmaster Magnum stubbies in there, so fancy. And then I did this is a Shifts RC GT3 for the servo. So it's, other than just wiring the motors up and painting my panels, this thing's pretty much done. So my liver decided one more drink. I think different voltages will produce different colors. Yes, that is definitely the case there. Sent you an email with some photos of my work. Sweet. Thanks, Jeremy. Appreciate it. What is the worst injury y'all have gotten from RC? I have... So, 2 possible options for my worst injury with RC. One was last year when working the last day for my Class 1 Jeep, when I took this tool with this blade, the one that's still in there, and I buried it in this thumb until I'm pretty sure it clicked. Like, I'm pretty sure it made the tick sound in there. And I still have a scar across that thumb, but I buried it so, like, pretty sure it was all the way up to the aluminum, just like that, just burp. And that was the worst. Like, I think that's the worst. There was a lot of blood, a lot, but compounding the issue is that I had to make a decision whether I took care of myself properly, cleaned it, and then had Nicole take me to the urgent care, or whether I washed it out pretty well and poured super glue on it until I could get it to stop bleeding enough to finish the Class 1 so I could leave in the morning. And I chose the latter. So that one hurt for quite a while. That was a bad one. The other one happened here one night, and it wasn't so much an external wound as it was like a wound to my pride. And I had, if you guys remember, I did a VS410 chassis, blue Power Wagon with TRX4 axles and a VFD transmission. I'm gonna have to shut that window. And I had I do not have a dog. I live in California, and my neighbors are so close that you can hear their dog. And I was finishing up that truck the night before we were going to go run it. And I had it on the bench like this. And I don't remember what I was... Oh. I don't know how long I just dropped out for. It doesn't say I dropped any up here, so it must have just been YouTube. So hopefully, I do see that it's spinning. Hopefully that comes back. We'll see if it does. If it does, I will retell the second injury later. Buff. Yeah, it is. It's wild. Oof. Open the window back up. It's blocking the signal. Man. Talk bad about Cal. Dog chewed through the internet. Missed the whole story. I know. We'll retell it. I think that the whole thing got cut out, but all good now. Good. And it was... Down Detector was showing YouTube having an issue. I thought so because my broadcaster shows 0 dropped frames. So it was YouTube. YouTube had a moment for sure. I missed one from Joker 510 before. Just tuned back in. I see robots video soon. I do need to get a video done on this soon. I bought the those markers that Matt had shown for his, what was that type of paint called? I always want to call it matcha, but I know that's like the green tea. whatever it's supposed to be. Magma. That was wild. YouTube had a meltdown. Alrighty then. That's what it seemed like. Sometimes I try and blame things on YouTube, and I'm like, it probably wasn't. But this one definitely felt like it was. So, manga. That's what it is. So my thought was that I would try the manga paint scheme on my Sportsman, which is, where is it? Oh, there it is. Ooh. So my thought is that I was going to try that paint scheme, paint style on this body, because this body also kind of has that flair to it already. So that's the thought, is that I'll do that paint scheme on this one. This truck's ready to run. I've driven this truck around, so we missed your story. I'll retell the story because I think everybody missed it, and it's probably for the better. But I was saying the second one is less of a physical injury and more of a emotional pride injury. Take sporty, head class 3 legal body, and I mean, I'd have to change the tires, but I know, like, well, if I was going to do class 3, I would want rear steer, but I think I could possibly, I don't know. I'd have to. Did the Nature Cam catch anything? Oh, if you guys weren't on Instagram, you didn't get to see the Nature Cam, did you? I can show you right now. If you're not on the old Instagram, let me add VLC. Okay. Add files. And we'll go here. Log on to the server. Here you go. Here was one of many of the files that happened. We got squirrel nipples showing. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is allowed or not, but so here was the critter that was eating Nicole's flag. We have many versions of this file. Let's see. This is, well, it'll go to the next file here in a second. Can you milk that squirrel? So yes, this was the perpetrator of the crime, and she, I think we can say, she took care of the whole thing. And after we determined exactly what had happened, I can add a couple more of these. Hold on. I'm adding you can see it just spit out one of the pieces there. So after Nicole determined, can I just, let's see if it goes. But after, so it didn't get the whole flag. As the videos go, it got more and more like almost out of view of the camera, to the point where it. Here's the next. This is the next video here. This is, you can see down in the corner where it says 18. It almost got out of reach, so she was like having to like hold and like try it. So I got the trail cam. We found out what it was, and so Nicole took the flag down and then cut it into pieces and put it out there so she could come like, and she ended up coming down and taking the rest of the flag bit by bit and taking it up into the tree and nesting with it as is expected. But if wearing if painting inside, use the marker first, then paint over it so it never wears off. Oh, yeah, I didn't plan on that. I planned on doing it on the outside. But, yeah, as you can see, the squirrel was getting down on Nicole's flag. It only took about a day to... Here's the next video. This was... Yeah. We got quite a bit of squirrel nipple footage. Moose Jaw's in here. Hello, squirrel people. Made it to Sacktown. Glad to have you down the hill. If you need to come use the shop this weekend, I should be around be around pretty much all tomorrow. If you want to get wings, I could definitely go for that. And then Sunday we have a comp, which is really going to eat into the amount of time that I can get things done. So there you go. There was our squirrel series. There was many more clips, all very similar. A lot of them also of Nicole and I walking in and out of the house. So put some piercings on this one. Only rodents. Sunday comp footage? I filmed last time when I was using the Hot Boy radio. I'm going to switch back to my real radio this time. I never even looked at the footage from using this. Things were going so wildly bad for me that I did not. We'll see this weekend. We'll see if I can get there. I need to comp. We'll talk. Yes, always wings. Sweet. Wings it is. I'm so them. But squirrels with a side of rabies. That squirrel seemed very calm. There was a couple of shots of it. It was just hanging out, just mouth full of flag, getting ready to head back up into the tree. What is with all this talk of wings? First Matt, now you. I want wings. I always want wings. That was nuts. See, I had to know though. We had to get some footage. Luckily, I still have the trail cam. But you know. Josh, where do you get those markers from? Amazon. Now, I will note that I did not get the nib size that Matt talked about in his video. He got the 8 mil. I did not. Mine are a finer nib, which I'm guessing will not work as well. Who would guess that I made poor decisions when it came to painting and painting products? So I might have to order the 8 mils. We'll see. Wings from Little Caesars are pretty good. Ooh, I have a hard time. You remember what's the one that Pizza Hut used to own or owns? Wingstop. Theirs were good at first and then have gone downhill significantly. Team Garage Hack RC Concepts checking in. Good to see you, sir. We are very much looking forward to the event, because by that time it means that all of the effort that we've put into these vehicles will be done. One, for either whatever reason it is, they're done. Wing Street, that's exactly what it is. Used to be good. Now, not so much. So, in Sacramento, Kiki's wings are my favorite because of the, size, and their size of their wings, fantastic. Cooked well, great sauces. If you want just like buffalo wings, like buffalo sauce wings, my favorite in Sacramento is from a place called Fanny Ann's in Old Sac. Very good. I love big wings. They gotta be big wings. BW3s. I love Buffalo Wild Wings as well, but the size of their wings is, it's not good. I mean, I will still go there, but still. I do love their sauces. So, you know, good sauce is important to me. It's like Kansas City barbecue. Good sauce is important. It's not the only thing, but it's important. The peanut and KC. Oh my God. KC Crawler, 100%. 1,000%. Peanut in Kansas City. Downtown peanut. Not down south. It's got to be the downtown one. The only problem with the peanut in Kansas City is that they, like, the temperature of their beer is like too warm. Like they're just like, I don't want to pay to get this fully the right temperature. We're just gonna, it's weak. But Kansas City, the peanut, so good. Guess I'm going for wings tomorrow. 9th and Broadway. Abso-freaking-lutely. I used to drive by it every morning because I drove right down Broadway. Broadway with, you don't like room temp beer? No, I don't. And if you're on lunch during the week and you get warm beer, like not warm, like cool beer. Cool beer is just like, it's like if you're at the end of it, like you're drinking one, it's like at the end, it's like that. It's like, okay, it's still beer, it's okay. But if it starts like that, nope. Nope. Not okay. Not okay. Wings on the way home now. Checking in from Australia. Carbon on the rig is flawless. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Barbecue wings are best. Can't do Tabasco, but cayenne pepper sauce is the ticket when it comes. When I went to bar, I mean, I like hot wing. Like I like a good amount of. I want them to make most people sweat quite a bit. The peanut isn't that way, but it's just so good, and they're big wings. British drink warm beer, yucky. Yeah, so a lot of Europeans do. Yeah, you know, they also drive on the wrong side at places and do a lot of other things that aren't right. America. You can't get a 44-ounce cola there. I wish I could have a beer at lunch, but I run Spinny Boy finger eaters, so it's a no-go. Yeah, you know, in the engineering world, a beer at lunch was sometimes needed to be able to go back to the office and put up with other engineers. So I don't drink it. I actually don't drink at lunch at all anymore. I don't think that I've ever drank at lunch at Vanquish. Pretty sure I haven't. I mean, it's not impossible. I could, but I don't think I ever have. And I sit in an office, you know, like I'm rarely at a machine. Rarely. So, burritos. Joker 510. Thank you. Getting burritos after some. Burritos are another thing that, well, burritos I'm less picky about than wings, I'll say. I have breakfast burritos pretty commonly. Good breakfast burrito. If you're ever in Sacramento, Cyber Java on Madison, right off 80, it's a place to go. They're cheap and delicious. Josh trying not to get fired, like. Psh, I'd tell him. They would know why, too. I'm like, it's because I have to come back here and deal with all of you. So, no water, soda, or any other alcoholic beverages at lunch. Oh, I mean, soda for sure, but water rarely. You got to deal with that one guy. There's always that one guy. That's also true about education. Sometimes you have a lunch beer with your students. When I was in engineering, I'd have a lunch beer with my boss every once in a while. Even if it was because of him that I was having that beer. He might look at you and be like, what did you just order? Like, I'm going to have to talk to you later. Or I'm going to have to talk to you out throughout this entire lunch. So even though you're buying lunch, I have to deal with it. What flavor Coke do you like, Josh? Big fan of Mountain Dew. Dr. Pepper, Pepsi Cola. I happen to have a Pepsi here. Does it say cola on here? Nowhere. Let's see. Nope. The word. Oh, there it says. Pepsi Cola and Pepsi Globe are registered trademarks. It's only about the trademark. Psh. Pepsi is too sweet. Coke flavored Coke is best. Pepsi flavored Coke is much better. So, I want to do an Axial Fest, but I need to buy a Matter Josh rig. All I have from them is the Rift. The Rift is still... I read the ingredients. Cola does not exist in here. You're welcome. But Coke goes better with alcohol. Does it? Give me a letter. Cool. Green sauce on my breakfast taco. Green sauce is superior. Next Friday, Josh, and a giant plate of wings. Watch me eat. Couldn't do it. The sound of eating in any situation, even if I'm sitting next to you, unless I am also eating, it's unacceptable. However, I do watch a YouTube channel that is about eating most of the time, and I don't know why I watch it. I don't know how I can get past not having that like burning inside want to turn my phone off. Every once in a while, it's called what's it called? Good Mythical Morning. I don't know why I like it, but I do. It's relaxing to me. Mexican glass Coke overall fight. Oh, okay. Glass bottle Coke, especially Mexican, is something special. But I've only ever had it in Mexico. So I love GMM. Yeah, there you go. GMM is great mindless viewing. It really is. I don't know why I like it, but I just do. It's just kind of like relaxing. I can turn it on in the morning. Like just like a calming background noise. So like before my day is like ramping up and everything is just coming at me and mind is running a million miles an hour. It's just like something to occupy my mind while I start working on other things. I really only watch it in the morning. So an Infornado. Yeah. MTD is the best. What is MTD? That's what I use your videos for. That's fantastic because it's still watch time. Success. You ever see that girl that's like 105 pounds and goes around eating all the, if you can finish this in the free vids? I have not seen that. I don't know that I've watched a lot of the like competitive eating stuff. I don't think I could do it. It's like listening to, what is that? Pornhub. Anyone watch Babish? Never heard of that one. Zhao Man is one I enjoy. He's a white guy in New York who can speak like freaking any language. And I find that fascinating. Really enjoy that one. It's like Xioman. If you know. What am I bumping in the Jeep? Right now, a lot of Russ. I don't know if I like I like Russ. So. It is one that also, I still don't listen to a lot of music. Russ? Yes, Russ. The artist, Russ. Just like it sounds. R-U-S-S. Russ. Is he car going to be open? This? Yes. Has a windshield, but that's it. How are you mounting the Porsche body? That's part of what I've been working on the design of. So at the base of this, this will sit down, and it won't go all the way down. Up here, kind of belt. Let me see. Do I have a ruler? Yeah. So there will be a laser cut plate that sits about here. Okay, and it will, key into the location of all three down tubes. And in that, it will also have little screw hole locations along it, spaced out. And those will give me mounting options for how this is then going to mount to the other parts that attach to the chassis. So this is, the two sides will not be attached to each other. It will just be on its own. And then those will mount to another mounting plate that will be inside of here, likely attached to the side of the chassis / slider area. But that will allow this to set down into the body easily and make it fairly removable. That's part of my plan for design work this weekend, is to get that figured out, finished up, and sent off to the laser. The other thing I have to do is figure out how I'm mounting the back side of the down tubes. So still waiting to see the whale tail on that Porsche. I have it printed. I don't have it attached, but I can show you. Oh, it's got to go through the other way. This will be about 2 high. I don't remember what I did with my 3D printed there it goes. It'll sit about in there. Anyway, the whale tail. How many of those claws did you have? 2. The whale tail here. I don't have this is the mesh that will sit. Probably not that specific mesh or that exact mesh, but the mesh will sit in there and you can see through it so that you'll be able to see the engine, because the back of this will get cut out so that this can sit back there, about like that. So Matt was trying to get me to just run something like bent aluminum for the wing rather than the full design of the wing. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I think I have to run the full styled wing. So I don't think that I can simplify it. Even though it's probably not a great choice. It could break. It's going to hang out there more. I feel like I have to. So it's just needed to give it that, that Porsche look. Yeah. Whale tail is the best wing on a nut. Now, is this technically the whale tail? I don't know. I don't know my Porsches that well. Is it a lot of money to make a comp car? It depends. It doesn't have to be. You can make them cheap. If you want to build if you want to try and do all kinds of stupid stuff, it can get very expensive. Really just depends. You can buy an aluminum chassis and run some stock axles and a pretty budget-friendly transmission. I could probably put a comp car together that would be, fairly capable for $600 or $800. $600? something like that. Because you need to buy a decent servo. I mean, you don't need to. You can get away with a cheap one. But I feel like if you're building a comp truck, you probably need to spend some. You need a decent winch. Winches are very important. You need a decent winch. Tires and wheels, or tires at least, you need something decent. You can put them on glue-on wheels, though, if you need to. So you can go cheap there. Axles, you can find pretty affordably, especially if you want to shop used. Transmission, you can go pretty affordable. I mean, the rest of the truck, shocks, things like that, you can do it. You can do it pretty reasonable. There's just certain costs that are going to be somewhat fixed. I feel like if you want to do things, you know, and make a fairly competitive car. So, it was the 911 Turbo that had the whale tail. That would make sense. Whale tail is found on the 930. Yeah. 6 to 800 or 6800. Yeah, like you can do one for like 6 or 800 or 6800. So, vacuum form the whale tail in clear. This would be a very, very difficult shape to vacuum form. There's almost no angle of it where you could get a thing that would pull. Really, the only way you'd be able to do it is to like do 2 bucks and then 2 pieces and marry them together. This is just the shape that would not work in vacuum forming. It's too thin this way. You would either get so much pull that you would end up with the thinnest piece up here, or yeah, it just wouldn't vacuum form. So overcomplicated. Yeah, it's like, I mean, this is just a shape that just you couldn't make it work with very reasonable results. Say run some tie on the inside of that structure in case it rolls over. I mean, that wouldn't be impossible. New poll. How many times can Josh say so in a string? Oh, filler words. So and but, so, and They're just filler words. Happens in this type of conversational setting. People specifically do it a lot when making presentations. I took Toastmasters for several years, and they had to get them counted during each speech. Like, you said so 7 times. You said 10 times. Countdown T-minus 30 days until Colorado. No. Nope. I was like, wait, what? Yes, 30 whole days. No, there's even more than that. Like, what do we have? 40 days-ish? 41. 41 days. Thank you, Moose Jaw. You made my timeline feel much better. But I do have some time that has to be taken out of that because I won't be able to work on it while Nicole's family's here a little bit. So not the whole time they're here, but for some of it, I'm definitely going to have to keep it in consideration. So it's a thing. You'll get it all done. I'll definitely get it done. I will definitely get, there's just going to be a lot of stress there. Ridiculous. Joker, 510-714. Ridiculous. Thank you very much for that donation. Shotgunning claws together, not a Sonic Prince, but a man with a buzz and overworked. I mean, that's kind of, like, I kind of have to. A little bit. I'll be back. That sounds like heartburn almost. I'm pretty sure you're not, I'm not even, this is actually not alcoholic. This is non-alcoholic Topo Chico. It just comes in a similar can. Let's do some CAD. It is 8 o'clock. Oh, I forgot. Like shotgunning means you actually have to like. What do you use for that? Do I use the same tool that I buried through my thumb? I don't know. A little bit of isopropyl on there. Don't shotgun if it's non-alcoholic. Just saying that for YouTube. You're not allowed to do that. Use your teeth. Okay. I don't know that that's not a knife. That's true. I do have a knife in my pocket. I feel like that's going to make too small of a... canine through the can. Bite the can. Be a man. No. I have tiny teeth as it is. I cannot. Okay, forget. So you poke the can, you crack the top. That's stab and twist. All right. It's freaking kid stuff. Who does this? I'm expect turn the can over up like this, right? And then you, yeah, this is right. Your keys. Keys, I feel like that was the go-to when we were younger, but I didn't always carry a knife then. The third injury by violence. Poke the can where the air is. I thought you poke the can. No, you poke the can and then you open the top. You drink from where you put through. Your pull tab needs to point up. I feel like this is the right way. This is ridiculous. I'm way too old to have this to skip. You're in your 40s. Don't shotgun beer. I know. That's the thing. All right, here we go. He said he had. That really hurts. Ah. Ah. It's that carbonation that's hot. That carbonation is really tough on you. I almost had to give up on that one. Oh my God. Ah. Dan, Colorado Scar. Turn your larger hole next time. That's it. That's not happening again. That's so hard with that carbonation. Ha. I will not be telling Nicole that I fell for such peer pressure. Oh my, and Joker. Ridiculous. Nah, oh, that's it. I'm done. That hurts. That carbonation hurts. I literally almost had to give up. I was just like, this has to be it. This has to be it. It has to be done. Nicole already knows. She is on Alcatraz right now. I gotta open this window again. Nicole's on Alcatraz right now on some sort of night tour with her girlfriends. So I'm sure that they are having a fantastic time. You missed another super chat. Apologize. Pay up, sucker. 40 days. My bad, fat finger. Yes, okay. Whoa. Is Dig better than all-wheel steering? No. All-wheel steer is usually the more capable. It's usually just a little bit less scale. You don't see it like on trail rigs as much, but four-wheel steer is usually the more capable version. Was that a frog? Yeah, I stepped on a frog. I haven't shotgun a beer since I was drinking bourbon at the age of 17. I guarantee I was in my 20s the last time I did that. Oh, I think my ears are ringing. I swear. Josh pet an alligator. What? You and Matt live stream Colorado shotgun. Oh, I wonder if we... Do you think you could get Matt to do such a thing? I don't. I think his collar is too tight for that type of activity. And I will tell him that to see if I can peer pressure him in to such a thing. Hot boy racing. Thank you. Also, as promised, my money for shotgunning the non-alcoholic carbonated water. Double dog dare him. I feel like Matt is not... I feel like the peer pressure for Matt is just like... He'd be like, no, I don't. I won't. I wouldn't do such a thing. It's going to be... We'll try. I'll do it if he does it then. Other than that, never again. Matt wouldn't shotgun a beer, but he might indulge in a Shirley Temple or two. My ears. It's like the thought of my actions. We know Josh's price. Apparently $100 is $100. I mean, you gotta be realistic, right? Who wouldn't? Can you run all-wheel steer and dig? Yes, Class 3, you are allowed. That is a new rule change for this year. Both are now allowed. He'll drink you under the table. That's a possibility. Matt, he drives a Volvo. Enough said. Matt will absolutely shotgun a beer as long as it's before like 5:30 p.m. It's got to be after 3 and before 5:30, because otherwise he might not sleep as well. Hell, I've shotgunned for free. I know. Give him a free beer. I'll shotgun it all. Yeah, Matt, it's only during happy hour. You're a fool. MOA is the ultimate in crawler control. Yeah, well, specifically even the super class. MOA, four-wheel steer, independent front and rear axle control. Ooh. It was mango as well, which is one of the really good. I should have shotgunned the only flavor I don't like, which was like the lemon lime. Oh. Now beer pong is definitely off the table. Any Vanquish TRX 4 parts ever? We have had some in the past. Possibly more could come back, now that there's some good guidelines and stuff like that. But you fucked up now. Hey, Ron. Lemon lime tastes like battery acid. It is bad. Nicole really likes it. She's like, try it. I was like, this lemon lime Topo Chico is the worst. I've never shotgunned a beer, and I've lived in southern Missouri my whole life. That's amazing. Most people, I feel, Ryan, don't make it past like 12 or 13 in Missouri without shotgunning a beer. So, how often do you drink battery acid? At least I've shotgunned a beer. It was a Schlitz. Oh my God. Am I planning on Axial Fest this year? I don't think I can make Colorado, but I might tow my trailer to Axial Fest. I will be at Axial Fest for sure. California, not Badlands. Born and raised in Georgia. I was born and raised in Nebraska. And I moved to Missouri when I was already raised. But Missouri is still like what I call home. Joker, would Nicole shotgun a beer for $1.50? Yeah, Nicole, so much easier to like persuade into that stuff. She's like, that's all I'm here to do is party with people. She's like, I'm not here for toy trucks at all. I don't care about any of this. She's only there to have a good time. I'll do $5. Any Vanquish parts of the RBX10 coming? I mean, we have front and rear axles already. More could come, possibly. It all depends on if, RBX10 sales like pick up. It's hard to say. It's kind of a weird Encore jug. Not a chance. There's no way. I will turn this stream off before that happens. I'll shotgun you a blunt, maybe. Might have an easier time convincing Nicole of that, too. Probably not. I can picture Nicole on the trike with a beer hat. Oh. Look who just showed up. Hi, waiting for a ferry at Alcatraz. I told you she was at perfect timing. Her ears must have been on fire. So I'm surprised there's cell phone reception at Alcatraz. Nicole, rewind the stream. Everybody say hello to Nicole and her friends. Look at my phone. I don't even know where my phone is. Let's see. What did Nicole send? Nicole just sent me a text that says, no foot. And then sent me a photo of a seagull with no foot. These are the texts that I get from my wife. The RC Underdog, thank you, Paul. Just got done running my Wraith with Capper drive. Wraith with Cap? Okay. After 3 weeks of trying to tame the Capper Trans, I almost melted in ESC. Guess 3-year Transit is next. And you'll love it because it's exactly it. The Capper Trans just doesn't have it, and Feet Finder Seagull Edition. It's like when you search for that thing that you think and then it's not the right thing. But yeah, Paul, you put that 3 gear in there and you're just going to be set. Why is it so fun to get your favorite streamer drunk? Drunk stream? Oof, I can't do it. I can't. One-legged Skyred. Not a big fan of seagulls either. Absolutely not a big fan. So, birds in general, I just don't like. Something about birds that I just find creepy. For $5, would you do it? No. Nicole, Josh requires supervision. Seagulls are the Utah state bird. Aw. Birds aren't real. Birds are cool. I just don't like... I can think that like birds are cool in some ways on like a video where you find some real smart ones and all that. Beyond that, I don't want anything to do with them. I don't want to be around them. No. Ugh. I just burped up mango. Ugh. That was terrible. The golden eagle is pretty... I saw a video today of a golden eagle flying, holding a little lamb. That was terrifying. I think it's... There's a really... It's a terrible page, but it's called like Nature is Metal on Instagram. It's pretty gnarly. Burped up claw and burrito. I'm in it with you. Oh, God. Yeah, like... The mosquito is our state bird. Hey, that's Missouri right there. I remember having to call Nicole, be like, hey, I'm almost home. Will you turn off the porch light so when I walk in the door, a swarm of bugs doesn't follow in with me? On the seatbelts, you can buy the ends that click and turn chime off, and you can still risk your life behind the wheel. Facts universe. Nice. I mean, you know what? That comment, that plays out. I agree. Seagulls are the Utah state bird, which is a shame considering our freedom-minded gun laws protected temptation flying everywhere. That's for real? Bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. Oh, I thought that everyone was aware. Have you not heard? Oh, bird is the word. Gave you a sub. Blitz Gaming, thank you. Our mini schnauzer brought a dead bird into the house today. Freaked Nancy out. Circle of life. Nope. I don't like that either. I don't like it. Something about dead birds. They're just creepier than other dead stuff. Even like pheasant hunting when I was younger and we used to pheasant hunt a lot. As soon as they're dead, they're just like, nope, this is weirder than any of the other stuff. Vader Skid and a trans update on the list. You don't see dead birds a lot. It's true. It is true. The seagull is the state bird of a state with no sea. Yeah, that's why I thought it was a joke. I had no idea that was a real thing. Oh, Logan, you'll have to. I'll have to send you a Instagram direct message with one of my newest acquisitions for maybe the next time I'm in your neck of the woods. Now I gotta go and freeze some pheasant for tomorrow. Can't stand it. Yeah, can't stand dead birds, but can't wait to grab some wings this weekend. You know, I can separate and compartmentalize well. You know, grew up in the meatpacking industry. Doesn't affect me. But I don't like that you connected the dots, Ben. I have a problem with that. Not okay. History lesson. Mormon pioneers. Crops got destroyed by crickets. Seagulls killed the crickets. Now they're the state bird. That makes a lot more sense. I thought it was locusts. Kind of similar. Chickens aren't birds. That's true. The ones that we eat definitely are not birds. They're just vessels to carry around wings. Favorite pizza? Barbecue chicken pizza. That is if there's some sort of pepper on there, like a hot pepper, then even better. Definitely my favorite pizza. Locusts, crickets, potatoes, tomatoes. Yeah, right? It's kind of the same thing. Hawaii brought mongoose to get rid of rats. Didn't work. Interesting. Did not know. Are they updating the Capra kit? Out of stock? No estimated restock. I think that the Capra kit, the actual kit version, is discontinued, and I don't think that they plan to bring it back. I think that the only Capra that they're going to continue to make is the four-wheel steer version, from what I'm told. Interesting. Round Table barbecue chicken pizza. Yes. Round Table barbecue. Not bad. Round Table pizza got expensive though. Nicole orders from where do you order from, Nicole? You still in there? Noah's Pizza here in Sacramento, and it is good. Very good. We have a Capra kit left at Key City. There you go. Key City's got one. Wreckfest tonight. Yeah, even though I should get to work on designing stuff, Dale, I'm in. I'm in for some breakfast. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. BeamNG. Nope, I'm going to do some Wreckfesting. That is my plan. I do love me some BeamNG, but but racing after these at night, I usually decide to go the Wreckfest route. You still need to have Gold Dust Pizza in Sutter Creek. Yes, I do. I don't get up that way very much, though. How are the Peloton works out going? Ben, not well. And Nicole is on me for it, but it's not because I'm lazy. It's because all of the hours are in this, and I'm not. It's like, that's a terrible excuse, but it's literally like, I either finish a video, do whatever, a little bit of quality time with Nicole, which she would absolutely roll her eyes if she heard me say that, because it's not much and it's probably not great quality. But after that, it's full work until 1, 2 in the morning, and then get some sleep. Pitch, you can't chug another David Ferris. There's not a freaking chance That hurt. It physically hurt to do that. So, yeah. Grant Central Pizza in East Atlanta Village. When I go to Atlanta, I've stayed, well, in two places. One was right by the airport before we left, but the other one was it was north side of Atlanta, and Chamblee. It's a very small area, and that's where, pretty sure it was called Chamblee. A friend of mine lives there, and he was the mayor or the city council, or knew a guy who was on the city council. I don't know. So, yeah. Rochambeau? Rochambeau? Is that what you mean? What am I driving with, Josh? Do you have a direct drive? Dragging my feet on my Moza. Ashamed face here. What am I driving with? Oh! While gaming. Is Xbox 360 controller. I've got a Logitech wheel set up, but for Wreckfest, it's harder to use the wheel than it is a controller. So I use the controller because it's almost more arcade-ish. So, yes, Chamblee. I was right. Chamblee. So, yeah, that's kind of the only two areas in Atlanta that I've really spent any time. And the one by the airport was fairly late. Rochambeau? No way, it's so much better with wheel. No, I'm just saying. Dawson was having an adventure with his steering wheel. Yeah, so Dawson Bossy, who joins us on Wreckfest pretty regularly, he was doing it with a wheel. And Dawson is a hell of a driver, hard to beat. But he used the wheel instead. We had a chance. We were doing much better against him. Chamblee referred to as Cambodia. What? Where's Scale Nats this year? There is no official Scale Nats this year. We are going to Rocky Mountain Regionals in Red Feather, Colorado, which is kind of up by Fort Collins. Is that right? About an hour north of Denver, and then it's an hour west of there, ish. That is correct. Okay, couldn't remember. So, that's where we're headed this year. There is no official Scale Nats at this point. I like Assetto Corsa. Assetto Corsa I like as well, and with that's when I use my wheel setup. Rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock. I've only watched a little bit of Big Bang Theory, but I can't remember all the rules to who wins that. Team Garage had Rockspot. Great thing about Wreckfest is no one cares, so everyone is good. It's just chaos. That is the best part. It is absolute chaos. We usually are in one of the poop sock lobbies, Midwest often, depends on how busy things get. Probably where we'll be again tonight. We usually, yeah. I started to use a controller to play Wreckfest on my phone, and now I can't play without it. It's the way to go. Poop sock? Yeah. The question mark? Yeah, that's what it's called. We didn't name it. It's just what the servers are called. Well, it's actually called Poop Sock Shit Show. So, in case you wondered. Play on PC. Is it cross-platform? I don't know if it is. We all play on PC. You can play Wreckfest on your phone? I don't know anything about this. Like S-Town podcast, one of my favorites. That's what you're talking about. Woodstock, Xbox Cloud. Huh. So yeah. But No to cross-platform. Okay, that's what I kind of thought, Dale. I thought I remember someone looking into that, like Dana, but I couldn't remember for sure. So, who knows? But anyway, it is only 8:30, but I shotgunned a Topo Chico like a teenager, and I'm going to call it for the evening so I can make some food first before I play some Wreckfest. So with that, we didn't get anything done tonight other than a bunch of talking, but it was good. So I had a good time. I hope that some of you enjoyed it, and I hope that all of you have a good weekend. Just leave it at that. Have a great weekend. Hopefully I get some videos made soon for you all. The story. Okay. The story. The second most notable injury, besides burying the tool into my thumb, was I was working on a vehicle in here. And I remember specifically that Nicole and I had got into an argument and she was upset with me. And that is important for a later step. But I had built a TRX4 with VS410 chassis, VFD transmission, TRX4 axles under a VS410 chassis with a VFD. I built a Power Wagon cab on it and a kind of a custom bed, steel tube bed. And I remember I had a... do I have one in here? Let me see. Damn, I don't think I did. I had a very specific... I had a UC Fab bumper, narrow bumper. So it had a UC, and it had a little stinger on the front of it. And it was the first time I was getting it set up and all done. And I put a Mamba X in there with a Holmes Hobby 2700 kV motor on 4S. And I just started to get it all ready to go. Kind of that. Had the radio. It was my Futaba radio, not the Hot Boy radio. And I had it kind of sitting there and just getting some of the stuff tested out. And it had Hyrax tires on it that were brand new. And I can't remember exactly how it happened, but I was testing it, making sure everything was working. And I grabbed the radio and I dropped it. And when it dropped, the trigger just went straight down on my leg. And the car was pointed directly at me. I didn't have a shirt on, I remember. And it on that 4S, that 2700, it leaped off of the bench here and hit me in the chest. And those tires, I remember just like, they just like grabbed at my freaking chest hair and they just shot straight up and it throat punched me so hard. Like just a straight throat punch with that metal stinger on that bumper. And truck flew and I dropped the radio or whatever. And I just remember it hit me so hard. But I remember that Nicole was still so mad at me or whatever that I like couldn't go in for any sort of like sympathy about what had just happened. It was just me being an idiot and I just had to sit in here and take it. Just and my throat hurt the entire next day. Like I was bruised from it. It was the worst. I just remember how hard that truck hit me. So hard in the throat. And it hit, the chest hit first was like, just like pushed me back and just drove it right underneath of my chest. It was the absolute shit show. And I just like, what just happened? It was so bad. And just how I remember her being mad at me and not being able to go in there and tell her what happened. Because all she would have done was like, well, you fucking deserve it. Because that's all she would have said. So, anyway. That's what happened. That was the second worst accident. Mainly emotional pain. Jokers, Ply One, you got a last one there. Thanks for the great content and money we'll spend, Boss Man. Screen cap will live in my phone forever. Perry G. That's why Josh only has 3/4 of a nipple. There you go. My second story for the night. Much appreciated. We'll see all of you soon. Maybe I should do an STL Sunday. I have so much CAD work to do that I feel like it would be a good time for just a special little hour and a half STL Sunday. Maybe. We'll see. Have a good weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.